Magic in the building in the flesh. We getting deeper into the All-Star game and we're really watching for the trade deadline. That's probably the most important thing right now for me in the NBA. So many moves that could be made that could catapult some of these teams in the ninth, eighth, seventh position into a new realm. And we speaking here and looking at some of the guys that possibly won't be moved at all as we look towards that deadline. Look it up. Here it is, the reserve squad. Let's talk about it a little bit deeper. Does it make sense? On the east side. On the east side. Yes, sir. Pool, here goes the reserve. Jimmy Butler, Miami. I agree. Darius Garland, no doubt. I said it in the beginning. I hate to keep going like this. I'm the Damas of basketball. It is what it is. Just, I know the quality and the pictures and all that shit. I'm not doing great. But if you listen to my words, it's real. James Harden comes in. James, I love you, bro. But, yeah, something like that. Zach LaVine, most definitely. Chris Middleton, I think, is a little bit of a stretch. Jason Tatum hits it, and Fred VanVleet, a guy that I think is definitely deservedly so of something. Toronto's in the playoffs, guys. So much respect to that. So the only question marks I have, I understand James Harden is the man of mans, but this season was it was like that a little bit for my boy, man. It is what it is. Now, who would I put in place of him? Right, I would just go through the teams that are in the top 8. Let's just go through that detail and take a quick little peek at what that is, man. Let's take a peek on what that is from an NBA perspective. All right, when I go to the rosters on the East and the teams in the East, and I look at the standings, and I say, hold on, and we got the phone so we could do this. You got Brooklyn, you got Charlotte, but why isn't no one from Charlotte represented? Why isn't anyone from Charlotte represented on this list? You got a guy from Boston, but you don't got a guy from Charlotte? Huh? Help me understand this real quick, my man. Help me understand. Definitely Charlotte is missing a hand. Definitely could have added a hand. I understand that. Listen, it's not like the Nets are number 1 team, right? They're number 6 team in the East. Okay, so you could argue there should be 2 guys from Miami. They got 2 guys from Chicago. Philadelphia, Embiid, I get it. Milwaukee, I don't know if there should be 2 guys there, right? You definitely got VanVleet, so every team is almost represented that's in the playoffs, right? But Charlotte, and that is a total slap to the face to the squad. And you look at the squad, look at the stat lines. I'm looking at Rosier. I'm looking at Rosier. I'm looking at Bridges. I'm looking at Ball. I would have got one of them. No offense. The season that Miles Bridges is having. Man, I'll tell you again. Yes, he's on my all step back team. If you was with me way back when I had my other channel. I used to go in about Miles Bridges, man. I said, this guy's the most slept-on gift to this team that you could ever think of. The talent's been there since Michigan State, since the McDonald's All-American. It's been there. Yeah, I know him. See what I'm saying? I'm in these streets. See what I'm saying when I go that deep? Anyway, let's go back out of here. Man. And we step back and we look at who else is making some noise from a roster position that's really questionable. I love James Harden. Okay? I do. He's definitely top 5 all-step back. Without a doubt. But was his performance this year really that much to outperform and say, I need 2 guys from the Nets at the 6th slot? Huh? A spade's a spade, man. Gotta call it how you gotta call it. Did he warrant that? Let's go look at his stat line. Maybe he'll shut me up with the stat line. Let's look at where Brooklyn at. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at the stats on these ninjas. If Harden's over 25, I'll respect it. 22.5. Okay. How many assists? Shooting 33% from 3, 86% from the foul line. He's getting there still a lot. 41% from the field. It's a question mark for me, guys. Just look at Kyrie's stat line, man. If this guy could have played all season, Anyhow, I'm not sure about Harden, guys. I'm still questioning that Harden move. But again, not bad pickups. I understand how they moving, so I'm not too mad at this. I'm not too mad at this. Now let's jump over to the West Side, to the West Coast. We know the starters: Bronny, Jokic, Wiggins, Curry, Morant. I agree with that. Devin Book, yes sir. Luka Doncic, yes sir. Rudy Gobert is a head scratcher. Draymond Green, he's been injured a lot. Let's see how many times he played. I think it's a little. I think that's overkill. I think the Draymond Green is an overkill. Don Mitchell from Utah. Now you got two guys from Utah on this bench squad. Chris Paul and yes, finally Karl Anthony Towns. That was the big one where I was clapping my hands. But let's look at the standings, and you got to ask yourself who we just looked at. Are those really, the guys you want on an all-star team? So you're missing out. Let's just get there. Let's get there real quick. Hurry up and make it happen for a brother. Come on, CBS. Do not do me like that. Let's look at the standings, all right? We go to the West Side, right? Phoenix is there. Chris Paul, Booker, right? Chris Paul, Booker. Golden State, I agree with Wiggins and Curry. I don't agree with the last one, Draymond. Memphis, Ja Morant's there. Utah, too many. Dallas, yeah, that's an argument there. Minnesota, Denver, Jokic, yes, sir. Minnesota, Towns, yes, sir. Clippers, where they at? Where they at? Lakers, got LeBron, but where are the Clippers players? But who will make it, right? After this season of pure injury, who really is going to catapult them into the playoffs if they're always injured? And that's where some of the role play guys step into the fray, in my opinion, and begin to look at that opportunity, look at that roster, and understand how they can make it better through this free agency and or trade. That's why you're hearing a lot of trade talk. Now, we go to the stat line. We go to the stat line real quick, and it's easier to see, right? Paul George, 26 games, 24 points per game. He's over the 25 mark. I'm not sure I wouldn't have added him, okay? Out of respect, I think I would have added Paul George, straight up. All right, that's just me. That's just me. Hasn't been a great season for the squad, but out of respect, I think that would have been the move. But for now, we live with this NBA roster, and we're happy with it. Look at, for the most part, love what the East Coast is doing. It looks like they got this. And in the West Coast strong, but not the strongest. But I really can't see who the replacements would be on this squad. With that said, I'm out of here. Tell your teams peace and goodwill, because it's about to get busy. Peace.